On October 17, 1885, a 16-year-old boy, Friedrich Trump, stood on the deck of his ship, SS Ida, gazing out at the majestic New York harbor, leaving behind his small winemaking village in Germany. With only a suitcase full of clothes and a determination to succeed, Friedrich took his first steps in a foreign land. No English, no high school diploma, just a fierce will to build a better life for himself and for his generations to come. Years passed and Friedrich became a successful barber. After that, a hotel owner. He married Elizabeth Christ and they had 3 children. Their second son, Frederick Christ Trump, also called Fred, expanded the family's real estate business, building housing developments in the 1940s and 1950s. Fred Trump married Mary Ann, and they had 5 children. Their 4th child, Donald Trump, grew up to become the 45th President of the United States of America. He grew up amidst the hustle and bustle of America's premier metropolis, New York. Young Donald's life was a whirlwind of privilege and expectation. At a young age, Trump learned that there were only 2 types of people: winners or killers, and losers. This mindset was reinforced when Fred sent Trump to military school at 13. Trump's time at the New York Military Academy was pretty rough. The culture of intimidation was very common in a school's environment in those days, where students were encouraged to give others who didn't conform a beating. And Trump thrived in this setting. He'd do whatever it took to win. They also say that Trump's relationship with his biological mother has a huge role to play as to how his personality has shaped over the years. When he was around 2.5 years old, she fell seriously ill and he was abandoned, which is why till date he struggles with empathy, he struggles with showing compassion, he struggles with expressing any kind of emotions. Research and news reports during the 2016 presidency elections also suggest that Trump's presidency had a profound impact on bullying in schools. A study found that bullying increased significantly in schools located in districts that voted for Trump in the 2016 presidential election. This phenomenon has been dubbed the Trump effect, where the president's rhetoric and behavior emboldened bullying and harassment. He later attended college at New York City's Fordham University, before completing his education at the University of Pennsylvania's Wharton School of Finance and Commerce. But it was when Trump joined the family firm that he truly shined. With his father's guidance, he built a business empire of luxury hotels, residential towers, casinos, and golf courses. So very successful in business right from the beginning. He also produced and starred in The Apprentice.
David, you're fired.
David Johnson was fired from the NBC reality show during last night's episode. We had also talked to Poppy, his girlfriend, sitting there next to him. She'll live on to see another week there. Johnson tried to thank the Donald for his experience on the show. The Donald was not that interested. Listen.
Can I say something?
Yes.
It has been a pleasure. I appreciate, from all of you, time of my life. So, Mr. Trump,
Thank you,
sir,
David.
thank you very much.
Thank
Mr.
you,
Trump
David.
as well. Mr.
Good
Trump,
job.
thank you very much.
You've done yourself proud.
Thank you, sir.
Now get the hell out of here.
A smash hit reality TV show that made him a household name. And when the curtains closed on the show, Trump's next act was already unfolding, a presidential bid that would shake the very foundations of global politics. Behind the scenes, Trump's personal life was always complex, filled with love, loss, and reinvention throughout. 3 marriages, including to Melania Knoss, the stunning model who would become America's second foreign-born First Lady. In 2000, he dipped his toes into politics, running for president as a third-party candidate, but dropped out early. He considered another shot in 2004 and 2012, but it wasn't until 2015 that he finally announced his candidacy as a Republican nominee. Trump's stance on immigration, healthcare, national security, these have been areas that have received the maximum amount of criticism from all across the world. These have been subjects that have sparked huge public debates. His policies, such as the travel ban predominantly targeting Muslims and the infamous wall with Mexico that Mexicans will be paying for, is not just divisive and discriminatory. It is very unlikely of a leader. It's very unlikely of president of any country, let alone of the United States.
Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States until our country's representatives can figure out what the hell is going on.
Trump as a US presidential candidate was something nobody had ever imagined. He had a notorious image, which the entire world got to see during his 2016 presidential campaign and subsequent presidency, marked by numerous controversies and scandals. Multiple women came forward accusing Trump of sexual misconduct, including harassment and assaults. Trump's campaign rallies and public speeches were often marred by divisive rhetoric, targeting minorities, women, and political opponents. And that has been his style throughout. His words were frequently criticized for being derogatory, inflammatory, and unbecoming of a presidential candidate. Trump from day one was unconventional in every way you could think of. Trump's unorthodox campaign and lack of public service experience led many to believe Hillary Clinton, former Secretary of State and wife of Bill Clinton, would become the first female president. However, the US election system isn't that straightforward. The Electoral College, comprising delegates from each state, ultimately choose the president, considering the popular vote. In 2016, Clinton won the popular vote by nearly 2.9 million votes, but Trump secured the presidency by winning key states with numerous delegates. This made him the fifth president to take office without winning the popular vote.
Right now, a historic moment. We can now project the winner of the presidential race. CNN projects Donald Trump wins the presidency. The business tycoon and TV personality capping his improbable political journey with an astounding upset victory. Donald J. Trump will become the 45th president of the United States, defeating Hillary Clinton in a campaign unlike anything we've seen in our lifetime.
Upon inauguration, Trump vowed to make America great again. His presidential acts focused on job creation, providing more jobs for the middle class, economic growth, attempting to lower the national debt, border security, raising funds for a US-Mexico border wall, environmental policies, rolling back climate change policies deemed too costly, conservation, allowing drilling and mining in previously restricted national parks, animal welfare, so making animal cruelty a federal crime in 2019, judicial appointments, naming 3 Supreme Court justices. Trade war. The Trump administration sparked a global trade war in 2018 by imposing high tariffs on Chinese solar cells and washing machines. Despite claims of seeking fair trade, Trump's actions suggested otherwise. Tariffs escalated to 10 to 25% on steel and aluminium, prompting retaliation from trading partners. The goal of decoupling the US economy from China proved unrealistic given complex global supply chains. This policy resulted in significant economic costs. Trump's immigration policies were rooted in the desire for the economic independence for the United States of America, but they led to consequences where the economy and the population growth started suffering. Now, the irony here is that had Friedrich Trump arrived in the United States of America during the administration of somebody like his own grandson, he would have likely faced severe challenges that would have probably been deported out of the country. Policies aimed to curb illegal immigration, but also revealed a broader goal of reducing legal immigration to protect American jobs. This protectionist stance was an extension of his trade policies seeking to limit the influx of both goods and people. The outcome was drastic. Trump's policies cut legal immigration by 2/3 compared to pre-Trump levels, resulting in a labor shortage across various sectors, including retail, hospitality, tech, construction, and agriculture. This slowdown in immigration contributed significantly to the US population's slow growth, with the country experiencing its lowest population growth rates in decades. In reality, immigration has been vital to the US economy, and limiting it has had devastating effects. And then happened the disastrous COVID-19 management.
It will go away. You know it is going away. It's going to go away, hopefully at the end of the month, and if not, it hopefully will be soon after that. I didn't say Dave. I said it's going away, and it is going away.
You were saying things like, I think it's a problem that's going to go away within
Which
a couple
I'm
of
right
days.
about. It will go away. It's going to go away.
Which ravaged the US economy and claimed hundreds of thousands of lives.
1 million people have now died from COVID-19 in the U.S.
It's a number few thought was possible when the pandemic began nearly 2 years ago, and it comes as cases rise across the country once again.
Trump's nationalist agenda dictated his decisions, starting with the 31st January 2020 flight ban from China, despite expert advice that such measures would not contain the virus. This move was followed by a shocking European flight ban on March 12th, sparking widespread panic and a subsequent lockdown that crippled the economy. Trump's mixed messaging further exacerbated the crisis as he oscillated between his actions saved millions and demanding the economy reopen, only to criticize states for doing so. The consequences were dire: massive economic damage, a public health crisis, social trauma, and a lost opportunity for effective leadership. Then tax cuts. The TCJA delivered a windfall to corporate America. The law slashed the corporate tax rate from 35% to 21%, benefiting large corporations and shareholders. While touted as a job creation stimulus, the tax cuts primarily enriched the already affluent, with nearly 70% of the benefits accruing to the top 1%. Companies used these savings to buy back record amounts of stock, boosting share prices, rather than investing in wage increases or new hires. The tax cuts also expanded loopholes and deductions, allowing corporations to shift profits offshore. Then happened the first impeachment. In 2018, Donald Trump faced impeachment proceedings due to allegations of withholding aid to Ukraine in exchange for damaging information on a political rival. This move angered many members of Congress, leading to a House of Representatives vote on December 18, 2019, to officially charge Donald Trump with misconduct in office. The two charges were abuse of power and obstruction of Congress. In spring 2020, he began campaigning for a second term, facing off against Democrat Joe Biden, former vice president under Barack Obama. The 2020 election was unique due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Trump attended large rallies while Biden opted for online events. Concerns about COVID-19 led many voters to cast in-mail ballots, delaying election results. Ultimately, Biden secured 81 million votes, 51.4%, to Trump's 74 million, and 306 electoral college votes to Trump's 232. Following the election, things took a turn for the worse. Trump falsely claimed victory, sparking violent protests at the US Capitol on January 6, 2021. 5 people died in the riots. Trump's remarks on social media and at rallies were seen as encouraging violence, leading to his second impeachment by the House of Representatives on January 13, 2021. And Donald Trump became the first US president to be impeached twice. Now, his impeachment was delayed till after Biden's inauguration, but had he been found guilty, he would not be contesting 2024 elections and would have faced disqualification from future federal office. At the trial, 57 senators voted guilty, which was less than the 2/3 majority needed, 67 to be exact, to convict Trump. And 43 senators voted not guilty, resulting in Trump being acquitted of the charges on February 13, 2021. 4 years later, Trump is back as a presidential candidate. If elected, he will become the oldest president in American history by the end of his term. Here are Donald Trump's 20 policy priorities for his potential second term. Number 1, seal the border and stop the migrant invasion. Number 2, carry out the largest deportation operation in American history. Number 3, end inflation and make America affordable again. Stop outsourcing and turn the United States into manufacturing superpower. Then large tax cuts for workers, including extend the 2017 tax cuts, reduce corporation tax to 15%, make tipped income tax-free, abolish tax on social security payments. Then defend the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and the fundamental freedoms. Prevent World War III, restore peace in Europe and in the Middle East. End the weaponization of government against the American people. Stop the migrant crime epidemic. Demolish foreign drug cartels. Crush gang violence. Rebuild cities including Washington, D.C. Make them safe, clean, and beautiful again. Strengthen and modernize military. Make it the strongest in the world. Keep the US dollar as the world's reserve currency. Fight for and protect Social Security and Medicare with no cuts. Cancel the electric vehicle mandate and cut costly regulations. Cut federal funding for schools, pushing critical race theory and radical gender ideology. Keep men out of women's sports. Deport pro-Hamas radicals and make college campuses safe and patriotic again. Secure elections with the same-day voting, voter ID, paper ballots, and proof of citizenship. And then unite America by bringing it to new levels of success. As of today, Trump's support remains steady, but Kamala Harris has gained significant ground, particularly among younger voters, Black voters, Asian voters. The swing states will be crucial, with Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin likely to be key battlegrounds. Will Kamala Harris's momentum carry her to victory this time, or Donald Trump's strong base once again propel him for a second term? The answer will be revealed in the next 2 months. That's it for today's episode. Whoever becomes the next US president will have a lot to grapple with, considering whatever's going on in the world right now. Let me know in the comments, what do you think? What's your opinion? What's your perspective on the US presidential elections?